Hello everyone, happy summer 2025. It's already a scorcher here in Southern California. Let's talk about 20 deep cut Kinks rockers today. I've got 20 to offer up. Coming in at number 20 for me is Life on the Road from Sleepwalker, the kickoff track. This is one of their finest rockers. It starts off like it's going to be a ballad, but then it just, after about a minute or so, it just kicks into high gear. There's a version of this, a live version of this on YouTube from their low budget tour from 1979. Check it out. Really, really good version. Number 20, Life on the Road from the Sleepwalker album. Coming in at number 19 is a song recorded in 1966, but it wasn't released till 2 years later on a B-side to the song Days. And we didn't hear it in the US until it was released on the Kink Chronicles. The song is called She's Got Everything. This is a song, too, that was also covered by that band called The Romantics in the early 80s. They had that huge hit, What I Like About You, Talking in Your Sleep. They did a version of She's Got Everything that's really, really fine as well. So this has all the early hallmarks of early Kinks, probably one of their last early rockers before they kind of went into a softer territory with Face to Face and something else, a Village Green. Some fine piano playing by Nicky Hopkins is on there. And just very, very catchy and melodic, and a really an amazing, really raw guitar solo from Dave Davies as well in the midsection. So fantastic stuff. She's Got Everything, recorded in 66, not released till 68, not released till this 72 album, Kink Chronicles in the US. She's Got Everything, coming in at number 19. A song called Skin and Bone, coming in at number 18 from Muswell Hillbillies. This is the Kinks' kind of their country rock album. And Dave Davies starts Skin and Bone off with a little bit of boogie woogie guitar lines and just really catchy. It's about Fat Flabby Annie, who was incredibly big. She weighed just about 13 stone. And one of the more upbeat songs here on Muswell Hillbillies. So Skin and Bone, there's a great live version of it on the album Everybody's in Showbiz. Yeah, that's another fine version. So Skin and Bone from Muswell Hillbillies coming in at number 18 on fine Kinks deep cut rockers. Coming in at number 17 is the lead-off track from Soap Opera, the song called Everybody is a Star. Great opening line, great riff from Dave Davies. Pretty much kind of sets up the whole tone, the whole concept of the album. Everybody's a Star. Talks about Norman. Everyday Norman wanting to become a rock star, or is it a rock star wanting to become Norman? It's all in your mind at the end. You don't know really until the very last track. But anyway, Everybody's a Star from Soap Opera. This song was also featured in the early 2000s in a Target ad, if you can believe it. I couldn't believe when I was watching the TV, this commercial comes on for Target, and on comes the song Everybody's a Star. So great track, great lead-off track, coming in at number 17 from 1975, Soap Opera. From the album Arthur, the second track on side 2, the song Mr. Churchill Says. This is a really unique rocker. It starts off kind of in a bluesy kind of tone. Ray using one of his many voices, this kind of deep kind of baritone voice. Then this siren goes off in the middle, and they go into this really cool jam, which the Kinks don't really do throughout their discography. But Dave Davies employs this really cool, almost really clean sounding, almost Wes Montgomery guitar sound. And it has this really almost kind of avant-garde solo going on throughout the middle part. And then at the end is really rousing too, with all of them singing. So Mr. Churchill Says is a fantastic track from Arthur from 69. Coming in at number 16. Coming at 15 is a song from Dave Davies off the album Something Else by the Kinks from 67. The lead-off track on side 2, Love Me Till the Sun Shines. This doesn't really sound like any other song on the album. It's probably the most rocking song on the album. The album is pretty much pop, but one of their finest early albums, and a great Dave Davies composition. Love Me Till the Sun Shines, coming in at number 15 from Something Else by the Kinks. Coming in at number 14 from Preservation Act 2, the song Hes Evil. This is on side 2. And I think this has been featured in a few shows as well. I can't remember the names, but this is just a real rousing number. The backup singers, Marianne Price, Angie Girton, Pamela Travis, and Sue Brown really add a lot to the Hes Evil refrain. Great stuff. Coming in at number 14 from 1974's Preservation Act 2, Hes Evil. Coming in at number 13 from the album Misfits from 1978, the last track on side 1, In a Foreign Land. This almost could have been released as a single. It's that strong. Instead, they released a Rock and Roll Fantasy, which was kind of a minor hit. There were other songs on this album, too, that could have been hits. I don't know why they released that particular one at the time, but In a Foreign Land is just a great power pop track, really infectious, great chorus. So coming in at number 13 for me, In a Foreign Land for deep cut Kinks rockers. Coming in at number 12, going back to the Kinks Chronicle album from 1972. This is a song that was the flip side of a flop single in '69 called Plastic Man. The B-side was even better, though. The B-side should have been the A-side, and the B-side is titled King Kong. First time I ever heard this track was also on the Kink Chronicles compilation from '72. Kink Chronicles has so many amazing, just not only just like well-known Kinks cuts, but just a lot of great deep cuts that weren't on the original studio albums back in the mid to late '60s. But King Kong is really, really unique. It has this really cool flange on the guitar that starts it off, this really cool rhythm flange vibe. And then it almost kind of sounds like pre-T-Rex. Ray Davies, the voice he's using on this, sounds very, very Mark Bolanish, before Mark Bolan became Mark Bolan. This is from 1969, and T-Rex, I think, at this point was just maybe starting to go rock. They were more of a folk duo, but this really sounds like the precursor to what T-Rex would sound like in around 70, 71. Fantastic track. King Kong from 1969, featured on the Kink Chronicles, coming in at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is a fine track. I think this was in the Darjeeling Limited movie. I think that's how you say it. A movie, a Wes Anderson film. A track called Powerman. This is off the Lola versus Powerman and Money Go Round album. Just a really good rave up, great riff that starts it off. Kind of a track talking about, the record industry. The whole album is just one of the best FUs ever to the record industry and music industry. This is kind of towards the end of the album where Ray is kind of gaining more power for himself, should we say, and not letting the powers that be take over his life and people in the record industry. But anyway, fantastic track. Great chorus, catchy, rocks. Powerman coming in at number 11 on the list. All right, now we're going into the top 10. Going back to the Arthur album for an absolute epic track that ends side 1. I'm talking about Australia. The way it starts off, there's a lot going on in this song. It starts off with kind of a soft tone. And then there's this point before it goes into this like another rare Kinks kind of jam. It breaks down and they get into this part where the music just starts to ascend and these backup vocals from John Dalton and Dave Davies come in and just lifts the song up, and then it drops into this like really long jam at the end. It's really, really amazing song. Really well produced, really well written, and if you've never heard it, just pull it up on Spotify or YouTube. Australia, coming in at number 10 on Deep Cut Kinks Rockers. Off the album Preservation Act 1, one of their greatest rockers, One of the Survivors. This is the last track on side 1. This kind of revisits the theme of Johnny Thunder from the Village Green Preservation Society. Kind of updated here for Preservation Act 1. And this is just a really good rocker. A lot of clean guitar action on this one. Not a lot of distortion. Some nice brass section going on from the Mike Cotton sound. Just really, really fantastic track. One of the Survivors from Preservation Act 1 coming in at number 9. We're going to go back to the Sleepwalker album here. Where if I can find it. There it is. Back to the Sleepwalker album for just a fantastic track called Jukebox Music. This is coming in at number 8. This got a little bit of airplay back in '77 when the album came out, but largely been forgotten. And I think it's has one of Dave Davies' greatest guitar solos on it. And I think it may have been the follow-up single to Sleepwalker. I'm not sure, but just a fantastic rocker. I think just one of their most explosive rockers of all time. Jukebox Music from Sleepwalker coming in at number 8. Going back one more time to the Arthur album. And for going for number 7, the last to second track on side 2, a song called Nothing to Say, featuring a really deep, heavy fuzz guitar tone from Dave Davies. Really fine track. This one's coming in at number 7. And if you've never heard it before, pull this one up as well. We're going to go back to the Lola versus Powerman and Money Go Round album for number 6 for a track called Top of the Pops. This has always been one of my favorite rockers of the Kinks. It talks about, the song going to number 1. He's attending all these parties. He's getting asked all these questions and interviews by, people in the press. It's just fantastic. So Top of the Pops coming in at number 6 on my list. Now we're down to the top 5. Number 5 is Brainwash from the Arthur album. A really short track, but just kicking ass with this really cool brass section behind Dave Davies' really, really heavy, thick fuzz guitar. Really, really good. There's a part right in the middle where it breaks down and Dave does this little da-na, da-na, da-na. It's so good. It's like, you can almost see the speaker moving a little bit. It's so intense. So Brainwash coming in at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4, kind of a late period Kinks classic. Got a little bit of airplay when it was first released, but I think it is one of their most powerful rockers. I'm talking about Around the Dial from Give the People What They Want, coming in at number 4. I remember I was excited to hear this album. I remember they were teasing it a little bit on KMET and KLOS in Los Angeles. And I remember I was laying out in my backyard, sunning myself when I was 16. And all of a sudden, they put this song on, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, it just knocked my socks off. I mean, this late in their career, and they were still like cranking out these great songs and these great rockers. And for many years, this was like their opening. This was like their opening song when they would tour. So just a really powerful track. Around the Dial coming in at number 4. Going back to the Misfits album for another just amazing, amazing rocker by the Kinks. One of their greatest is Live Life on side 1, track 3. Just a balls to the wall rocker. Fantastic stuff. If you've never heard it, check it out. Live Life from the Kinks album Misfits. And again, just featuring just another blistering, fantastic guitar solo by Dave Davies. We're going to go back to the Soap Opera album for number 2. I just talked about this a few videos ago. The last track on the album, You Can't Stop the Music. So incredible. When this video is over, you got to pull up this track and hear that guitar solo by Dave Davies. And it's just one of the most rousing Kinks closers of their entire discography, I think. So You Can't Stop the Music from Soap Opera from 75. And number 1 on my list is a song that should have been, in a more perfect world, should have been a number 1 hit or a top 10 hit in 1976. I mean, just screams hit single all over it. This is from Schoolboys in Disgrace, and the track is called I'm in Disgrace. So good. So perfectly good. Dave's guitar work, his sound, Ray's writing. I mean, it's just really, this is one of their finest deep cut rockers. So anyway, there you go, folks. If you are a Kinks freak like myself and you have more to add to the list of deep cut Kinks rockers, please do so. As always, thanks for watching. If you dig the content across the channel, please press subscribe. I'm heading out into the mountains for a couple of days. I'll see you next week. Going to do a little camping. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.